Hi, I'm Lauren,
Hey, I'm Chloe.
and this is the Hustle and Glow podcast.
Let's get ready to party.
Welcome back to Hustle and Glow. Today, we're tackling a topic that many high-achieving women know all too well: control and perfectionism. Sometimes our greatest strengths can also become our greatest limitations.
So, do you think you're a control freak? Let's see.
Well, let's just get right to it.
Personally speaking, I think I go through stages. I think, some seasons I'm a little bit more type A than others. Right now, I think I'm in my type B era. So welcome back, everybody. I'm so glad to be back here with Laura.
And look, it's like
we swapped.
We swapped. Yeah, last time we filmed, I had short hair, you had long hair.
Yep, very long.
And now I still have not long hair, but I wear fake hair.
Wait, how long is your hair now? Like with your extensions in?
Well, it's not extensions. It's just like a clip.
Oh, from the 90s and 2000s, I used to.
Oh, I have like 8 different ones. I have buns. I have a ponytail. This is a mane. I have so I have. We're gonna see all the looks throughout our episodes.
We both like to change our looks around. So I went for the modern Princess Diana look. And it's so short, like at the back. It's like
I love it.
It feels so good.
If you wanted to, you could do like a tease and have it like higher in the back too, like bigger.
Yeah, I just don't want to go for Karen.
Yeah.
I don't want to look like I'm asking for a manager. I want to ask like I'm looking for another champagne. So anyway, I am excited to play with it, slick it back, do some clips, do like the manic pixie look, you know. So
our first time filming, your hair was like bright red too.
I know.
And then it was blonde the second time we filmed, and now it's like a little darker.
Yeah, this is kind of closer to my natural.
I like it. Mm-hmm. We have similar. Right now, we have a similar hair color.
Yeah.
So
back to being
control freak.
So we have some fun questions that we're gonna go along.
We can ask each other. And
let's talk about why we hold on so tight and what happens when we finally let go. So let's see. I'm going to start with the first one with you, Laura. I'm going to ask you this. So when did you realize you first liked being in control?
Okay, so I told you a little bit about this already, but I actually I wrote a chapter in a book called oh my gosh, what's the name of the book?
Breaking the Silence.
Yeah, I was like Unbreakable. No, it was not
Breaking the Silence.
Breaking the Silence. So I did write in volume 5 or volume 4, I believe. And that chapter was about my abusive relationship that I was in. And now I'm writing again. And so Breaking the Silence is about, coming to light with people who are going through struggles and people who, have faced adversity in one way, shape, or form at some point in their life and how they overcame that, right? So I'm writing another chapter now, and this is about, the title of the chapter is literally The Pursuit of Perfectionism. Mm-hmm. And it's talking about my struggle, I guess, my constant pull with wanting to be perfect and wanting to be in control of everything all the time. I do feel as if I have come to the point in my life where I have come to the realization that control and perfection is they're not even real things. You cannot control everything in your life. You cannot. And so at one point you have to learn to roll with the punches. That being said, I wanted very much, by the way, I know my nails are obnoxious. I wanted very much to be in control of everything, even from being a child. And I think it goes back to maybe the fact that I'm the oldest and I'm the only girl. Mm-hmm. So maybe that led to the controlling a little bit, but yeah, how about you?
Good question. I didn't realize it until I noticed I was trying to control the outcome of relationships.
Yes. Yes.
And I think it's my most recent relationship that I finally did learn to let that go a little bit. But, you know, tiptoeing around how the tone is, or, you know, what somebody sees from you, you know, or the amount of attention that you give them, right? Like, oh, I don't want him to cheat on me, right? So I'm going to make sure I'm the best girlfriend ever, right?
Yeah.
So with my current relationship, married now for 6 years, I remember the beginning of our relationship was awesome, but also kind of scary, because he had just gotten straight out of a relationship. He just got separated. I left, you know, my engagement, and we came together. So we both were kind of in this vulnerable place where he was still grieving, you know, some of the traumatic things that happened in this past relationship. And I had taken a big leap of faith. So my worst fear would have been it not working out, right? Him wanting to go back to his ex, or he wasn't who I thought he was, and maybe, you know, would be interested in somebody else, something like that, right? So part of the behavior that exhibited this control or wanting to control would be like me checking his phone. Me going through his phone, me checking, because I want to be in control and know everything that's going on.
Yeah.
Now,
so you did that?
Oh, yeah. I'm shameless about it. I know it's not the right thing to do, but here's the thing. I would just eat myself up and think about it as like a compulsion, right?
Yeah.
But here's the thing. The good thing is I kept doing it and kept doing it. And then one day I was like, you know what? I never find anything.
Yeah, you're like, this isn't exciting.
Like, I feel like you almost have to let that ride until you are proven that there is nothing there. Because what it is, it's your protective instincts coming in, trying to make sure that everything's going to be okay, or you need to get out of this, right? So I gave myself grace. I let that ride. I let my little compulsion take over until finally I felt at ease. And then I think also once I learned my value and self-worth, I knew I'm going to be okay no matter what. I am somebody that does bring a lot to the table. I have a lot to offer, and I'm actually happy on my own too. Like, I don't even need to be wanted or loved by somebody. So I just am going to let go that control, that need for keeping that person under my thumb, or, you know, knowing everything.
Yeah. It's funny when you brought up like control in relationships, because I always think about like when I was younger, this is like my 20s, you know, and I was psycho. I was like a psycho in relationships.
Embrace the psycho. We all get like that.
But
I'm not care.
I don't even have a desire to act that way anymore. But I remember like dating guys that like they'd be out, they weren't answering my calls, and I would just like lose my shit, like go nuts. And like thinking back now, I'm like, why? Like why did I do that? Like I should have just been like, screw you. You know what I mean? On to the next one. I had never had a problem finding a boyfriend. You know what I mean? So, and I think with Mike and I now, like I've never checked his phone or anything like that. Like there's never been, you know, I don't know. I think number one, we trust each other, and I think both of us know that they would be, if the other one did cheat, that's like a non-negotiable, that like then the relationship's over. So, you know, we don't do it.
Good. You better not.
Yeah.
How has perfectionism helped you, Lauren?
How has it helped me? Oh my gosh. Well, I was just telling you earlier about when I was younger, and I only have gotten one C in my life, like a grade of a C. And I remember it was in 5th grade, and I cried and cried. I didn't understand why, because I think I've always been like a straight A student, and I've always been like, to me, it's unacceptable. It's just, that's just not, it's just not. And it's not my parents. Like, they weren't like drilling me to get good grades. It was like, it came from within. Like, I was always wanting to be a perfectionist. So it affected me at school. It affected me, and this has to do with control as well, control and perfectionism, but like with my weight, and just having, there have been points in my life where I just keep getting thinner and thinner and thinner, and it's like I still don't see myself as thin or like what I actually look like. You know what I mean? Until like years later, I'll look back at a picture, I'm like, holy cow! Like, like, wow, that whole time I thought I would look in the mirror and I would always think that I was fat, and I was like so thin. I still fight with that now.
Yeah. For me, it's a little bit similar, but I would say how it's helped me is the perfectionism giving me a high standard for myself. I think we should set standards for ourselves. For example, it's kind of a non-negotiable for me to show up to the office without my hair and makeup done, looking polished.
That's why I love working from home now.
If I'm not on camera with somebody, of course, I'm bumming it. But I think just holding that high standard for yourself, that's how perfectionism has helped me. Hosting, right? We want everything to be perfect. We want it to taste nice, and we want everything to look nice, look clean.
Yeah.
So I would say that just holding yourself to a higher standard is a plus.
But is that, would you say, do you think perfectionism?
It's striving for perfection. We know perfection can't be reached except that, but striving for perfection is holding yourself to a higher standard.
Yeah, I agree. Because I think the term perfectionism is almost a negative term, where when you say we're striving to be our best version of ourselves or something like that, that's a positive, I think. When you say, oh, I'm trying to reach this goal that's like an unattainable goal because there's like no such thing as perfection, right? Then it kind of, you kind of spiral. So
it's a fine line.
It's a fine line.
What were you really trying to control, like under the surface?
Right. Honestly, I mean, I think a lot of it started with when I was young, and my parents were not getting along, and they actually separated for a short time, and I felt out of control in that situation because there was nothing that I could do to make them want to. There was nothing that I could do as a child, and I knew it wasn't my fault. Of course, it wasn't my fault, that it just wasn't working out for them. Imagine, I think about what we went through then. I mean, my parents ended up getting back together like within a couple months, and they're still married, so happy ending. But I think about now, like, what they went through, because I remember when they were separating and them talking to us about it, like how hard that must have been for them, But I think when that happened, I think that kind of like, that was when I started losing weight, and that was when I started like counting everything that I ate, because it was like something in my life that I could control. And then fast forward to a long time later, say 20 years later, and that's when I went through my divorce. And it was a very controlling relationship, a very abusive relationship, emotionally, mentally, physically. And when I got out of it, suddenly I was like, oh, I'm back in control of my own life. And that's actually when I lost like a ton of weight again, because I think it was like that trigger of like, I need to be in control. And I felt like going through the divorce and going through the pain of everything that went with it, I had to find control in another way.
This question isn't on our list, but I thought of it just now. It's a good
Go
one.
for it.
How do you react when you notice somebody is trying to control you?
You and I are very similar, right? Like I almost feel as if I cannot be controlled. But I have definitely been in, obviously I was in the relationship where I was very controlled.
Mm-hmm.
I've also been in work environments where maybe the person I report to or the president of the company or whatever is trying to put parameters on the way I should do things.
Mm-hmm.
I can't stand that because I'm like, if you want something done, let me do it, and let me do it my way. Don't tell me I want something done and this is how to do it, because then I'm not going to do it. You know what I mean? How about you?
It's funny because sometimes when you're in a relationship and it's a controlling relationship, it's gotten to that point because that person is inching there. It doesn't just happen overnight. You know?
True. Oh yeah, of course. That's how it works.
They take a little. They take a little. They push your boundary. You give, right? You let a boundary fly. But there's only so much that I can take. So historically speaking, when someone has tried to control me, I am a rebel.
Right. Exactly. You push it. You push
I'm
away.
like an
you're
angsty teenager.
Yeah. Like you told me I can't go to this place or whatever. Like
I'm
you
going.
bet I'm going there. You bet I'm going there.
So my first fiance, Jonathan, we've talked about him. He was very like, I'm a traditional girl, you know, but he was overly chauvinistic and patriarchal, and just, you know, wanted me to be a certain way, and didn't like me spending time with my friends and whatnot. So when he would go out of town, guess what I would do?
Yeah, you would play.
I would paint the town red. And then I'd like overdo it, of course.
Right.
But, you know, I can think of one example. He went out of town and me and my girlfriend, you know, we just went on wild escapade. Went to have drinks at Hooters, and then it ended up being, you know, South Tampa, McDitton's, karaoke, and then we were at some guy's apartment. Nothing like that.
Right.
You know, like we smoked some weed, and, you know, and it's hilarious. Like we ended up like doing, it wasn't a real walk of shame because we hadn't slept with anybody. I remember like it was like 3 a.m. and we were like doing our walk of shame in our night out clothes. No, it must have been like 4 or 5 a.m.
Oh my God.
Trying to get to our car because we had parked in Hyde Park.
Okay.
We were in South Tampa, and like everybody who was up and at on doing like their morning bike and run was like walking by, and here's us in our little mini dresses.
Yeah.
But anyway, I just like rebel. I'll just like have enough and just rebel.
Right.
I'm not saying I'll go cheat on the person or anything.
Right.
But, you know.
Yeah.
But
no.
Don't try me.
Right. Don't try me. Yeah. And I think that's part of the reason why like my relationship now works so well.
Yeah, you have to find that where they accept you and let you be yourself. There's
never parameters. Never parameters on anything. But I mean, if I see something that he's doing that like I think might be not healthy or maybe, I don't know, I can't even come up with an example, but I have no problem telling him like, hey, just so you know, I've just been thinking about this. And he's the same way, whereas he sees if I'm making like a poor decision, whether it's a career choice or you know, a friend choice or something like that, he'll say like, hey Laura, I just saw this happening. I just noticed this, and I just want to like make sure that you're seeing the same thing that I'm seeing, or
Mhm.
that like I'm perceiving this the right way. And just a way of like making me kind of like reevaluate things a little bit. But it's never like, I don't want you to do that.
One situation that made me take a real look at myself was my partner. He had started to hide from me that he was using those Zen pouches.
Yeah.
And the first time that he confessed he had started getting into them, I reacted poorly because my first response was, that's bad for your health. You know, like, I'm surprised that you hid that from me. That's hurtful.
Right.
In general, because like typically if you were to like have an odd cigarette, I wouldn't act this way. You know, you would just tell me.
Right.
But the fact that you had made a habit of it,
yeah,
and started doing it and then told me months later,
yeah,
that's concerning. And the fact that it is a habit, not a one-time
right,
cigarette, that makes me upset,
Yeah.
because then you're putting other things at risk,
Mm-hmm.
right? Not just your well-being, but big picture.
Mm-hmm.
So we had squashed that
Mm-hmm.
conversation. He wasn't going to do them anymore. And then there were 2 other times where the same thing happened, where either I found them or he told me.
Still the Zins?
The
okay.
Zin.
I thought you were going to say like different things that
And
you found that he was hiding.
And I tell you, the second time and the third time, I reacted like so poorly.
Yeah.
Like and it was out of me being angry, not able to control the outcome.
Right.
Like I thought we got through this. Like I thought, me and you talking this out before, I thought we were going to control this from not being an issue again. But you can't. You can't control that. You know, you can only control your response and your reaction to what's going on. How much am I going to let this affect my peace?
Correct.
And that's where I finally landed after the third time. Actually, it was the second time I reacted really bad. The third time, I was silent. I was just quiet. And that's when, you know, I've like dealt with it internally.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I can't let this affect my peace anymore.
Right. Because it's out of your control.
I'm not going to let it control me.
Right. It's funny because I feel like I've talked to so many girlfriends who are like going through breakups or unhappy in their relationships, and they say, well, you know, I just want him to change. I just want him to, you know, be different or treat me differently. And I always tell people, you cannot change anyone. And some people like can't change. Like that's just them. So you can't change what he's doing, what he's saying. All you can change is your reaction and or whether you want to be in that relationship. You know what I mean? I don't know. I always, that's a, like, control is a big thing. I think when we moved down here, it was really hard too, because Mike definitely likes to be in control of things too. And, you know, there were just, I mean, anybody who's bought and sold a house, there's many moving pieces, and we were literally moving across the country almost, you know, and, you know, it was scary. And there were many times where I know Mike was like literally internally freaking out because he knew he couldn't control a certain situation, whether it was our house being inspected or, you know, an offer for the house falling through or whatever. And I just kind of like started coining this term to him, and it was like, we'll figure it out. Yeah. We will figure it out.
Yeah, you'll figure it out.
And
that's your mantra, right?
Right. And you have to realize you can't control. All you can control is how you deal with that situation.
My whole mantra for this year has been everything in divine timing. I remember that, and I say it a lot. I hope it doesn't annoy anybody because I say it a lot, and I think it really does bring peace of mind because everything does work out the way it's supposed to. You couldn't control the outcome of you getting fired or let go from that job or that workplace drama happening, but guess what? Everything was a stepping stone to get you where you're meant to be right here today.
Yeah.
So I just remember that now, and it's helped me so much with control.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, now we're coming full circle of like figuring out when to let go, right? And I think we're at that point now where we're figuring it out. Like there's no use in being sad, upset, frustrated, anxiety, can't sleep, whatever, and worrying about things that are out of your control. You're just hurting yourself, right?
And it is difficult to get to that point where you can let go. Sometimes it doesn't happen just organically. You make the decision, I'm going to decide not to let this bother me anymore.
Yeah, you can't.
Certainly not. Sometimes it takes therapy. Sometimes it takes medication to help your brain chemistry. Sometimes it's meditation, right? Or exercises. Like maybe you need to go to a screaming workshop.
Or take a spin class.
The thing with spin is it made me, hot yoga too, it makes me feel so like calm.
Yeah.
Like it takes all my jumpiness.
Yeah.
You know how I can be a little bit eccentric? It kind of mellows me out. So yeah, if you have some of that nervous energy, that can help too. But yeah, I mean, if you're having a hard time getting to that point, think about what will facilitate you to get there. What does it need to be? So how do you know when it's time to release something? I guess
I think we've kind of been talking about it, right?
you're just like, enough is enough,
right?
Like, I'm sick of being sick and tired of worrying about this outcome. Relieve yourself. You're ready to relieve yourself of this pain.
I think what makes it what really makes it really hard is when the something that's bothering you is, say, literally your job or your relationship, or you know what I mean, like something that is like really hard to ignore and really hard to just let go. But that's when I think going to therapy or reading or journaling or things like that will help you to figure out how, you don't have to let go of the whole relationship. You don't have to go get a new job, but picking out what are the pieces and what is a negotiable, what's a non-negotiable, that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Do you ever watch Seinfeld?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know George's dad?
Yes.
Okay, so he has this saying, it's like his mantra. And whenever he's trying to like give it up, like surrender, he goes, "Serenity now." Serenity now. Like serenity right now. Bring it to me.
And those two words.
Serenity now. That's another one of my funny things too. So one of my besties, Kate, she and I had a girls' weekend, and she knows everything I go through, and the day-to-day. She took me to this little jewelry store in Hyde Park, and it's like where you can buy either pre-made bracelets that say little mantras or one-word things on them, or you can make them. So we made our own, and that's what I put on mine.
I saw that.
And she told me, she goes, "I want you to have this, to wear this, so when you need to look at it as a reminder, you'll think of this moment." And I'm like, what should I put? And there's a lot of like cliche sayings. And then that came to mind, like, serenity now.
I saw that bracelet on your Instagram story or something. I was like, I wonder what that is.
Now you know.
Now I know.
Now I know.
Now I know.
Hear it in real time. Yeah. So This has been a very cathartic episode for
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I feel like we've like really like talked through a lot, and I hope maybe we helped and gave some nuggets of wisdom or information or ways that we deal with things.
Yeah.
But so I think, the older we get, the more we realize that things are just not in our control.
I just want to be unbothered, right?
Yes.
Moisturized, unbothered, and
Well,
in my lane.
I think, I agree. I just want to be, it's so funny. Like Mike and I will joke during the week when we're working and be like, I just want to be on the beach drinking a margarita right now. Or I just want to be on a boat, like on the water. Yeah. So I'm going to stop talking now. We're going to end this episode where we are, and then we'll pick it up on the next episode because I'm a talker and I just keep bringing things up, but I think that people will get sick of,
No, if they're watching, it's because they love us. Thanks, guys. See you next time.
See you next time. That's a wrap on this episode of Hustle and Glow. If you love what you heard, make sure to hit subscribe, leave us the review, and share this episode with the women that you love.
And don't forget to connect with us on Instagram. We love hearing your stories, questions, and wins. You can find our Instagram handles in the information. Now, keep hustling, keep glowing, and remember, you are strong, you are capable, and you are never alone. Until next time, stay fierce and fabulous.